Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. Hey, Nick Collier here, and today we're going to kind of work on a different mode of working. For one, we're using wood instead of steel, and I've got this little trailer on the property that's, the countertop and the table are beginning to disintegrate. And so it's time to kind of go back in and kind of put something new in. Now I had a bunch of Madrone that I cut here a couple, 2 or 3 years ago, and it's just been kind of laying around drying and getting ready, and now it's ready. So we've made the countertop, and now today I'm going to work on making the tabletop. It's going to be in a kind of a unique approach. I don't know if it's going to work. I think it will. But, and understand, when you're looking at this happening, you're looking at the back side. So all of the worst pieces of wood, worst side of the wood is facing the camera. So, and then eventually, of course, we flip it over and we plane off the top side and sand it down and make it look nice. So stick with me. We're going to have some fun. All right. Now, laying on the floor there is the countertop, and to the right you'll see the sink hole, and to the left you'll see the stove and oven hole. So we've got that thing glued together, and it's kind of sitting there ready to work on a little bit once that glue dries. And I just got to finish gluing it, so we're going to wait a while and come back probably tomorrow and grind on it and crank on it and sand on it and finish it up. So let's come back to the tabletop. We'll start in with a single piece of wood, and it's been planed and joined, and it's ready to go. There's one little corner here that's kind of a little shy, but it's not much, and I think I'm just going to leave it and go with what we've got. So, first thing I got to do, because we're going to glue this thing in place, is I got to put a piece of plastic down. Because glue will stick to this wooden table, but plastic will not stick to. Alrighty. Put one piece down. Our second piece. Okay, it's going to get in the way of the camera, so let's back the camera up a little bit. We're going to turn you off for a minute. Okay, we're going to piece in a bunch of little small scrappy pieces that I've had laying around for a while, and use those up and make ourselves some kind of a, and remember, the back side is the ugly side. There's the front side, and that's going to face down. So we'll go there. That's not looking good. What's going on? That's better. And then we'll come in with something like this. Nice. And a little bit of walnut. There's the good side. Okay, Nick Collier again here, and today we're working on wood again, and we're working on this tabletop. And what I've done is, because the backside had so many different heights, and that's just how it was. And so I'm coming in with the router and milling off the back side to get a good flat, and then I'll flip it over and see if I want to mill the top side. I'm not sure just yet, but something. And we're actually using an end mill off of my Bridgeport, and it seems to be working just fine, and it's not overheating. And hey, let me bring you in close and see what's going on. Okay, well, you can look and you can see there's different heights here. There's one right there. It's like, what, 3/16 higher. This one back here is a 1/4 inch higher. So everybody's different heights. So I'm taking, I don't know, what am I taking off of here? Probably a good 3/16 or so. And we'll look at this other side. And I just basically put a couple of rails, joined a couple of rails to make them good and square, and then locked them into the table, which the table is square, and then brought the mill bit in, and let's come in to the side, and you can see perfectly flat, well, except for a couple of little misses there, but we just chisel those off or something. So we're grinding away, and I'll set you up on fast forward here because I've been about a half hour, 45 minutes into it, and I'm almost halfway. So we'll be back. Well, we got this side flat, but it's okay. It's certainly fine for underneath the table. It kind of gives it a little personality, but the reality of it is that it's just about as rough as going over it with the hand planer. So I think for the other side, we're just going to go ahead and hand plane it and see how that comes out. Let's just flip it over and see what we can do there. We'll bring it over to this side of the table. And we're just going to whip it on with the hand planer. Okay, so we've got a very nice flat surface going, and most of these panels are evened out and ready to go. There's one right here that's just a little bit low. I don't know if you can see it or not, but you know, maybe a 1/16. We got about another 3 or 4 passes. Now, one thing that did happen is, as I came up to the edge, the planer jumped down and cut, oh, I don't know, what do I got, an 1/8 there? And then one over here too. And I don't think I'm going to get those out, but you know, it's a table that I can adjust. So I can just, if I want to, I can just cut off that last inch and we'll still be in really good shape. So, but it's looking really good, isn't it? Now, of course, once the varnish gets on it, it's like, wow, it just pops. We'll be back. Okay, we got her flat and we got her ready. I mean, you know, we got to take it down some more. We got a few other things to do. But right now, if, I don't know if you can see, but this line back here didn't quite come in the way I was hoping for it to come in, nice and square and even. So we're going to have to put this on the joiner and square up this edge in order to get it to, in fact, square up all the edges in order to be able to put a border around this. So let's go ahead and throw it on the joiner. Ugh. I know it's a little awkward, but hey, awkward I can handle. First thing I want to do is get my earphones on and my glass or shield down. Okay, so we were gonna go with a border of Madrone, but I couldn't get any Madrone to be consistent in color all the way around, and that's, you know, pretty important to me at least. So we're gonna flip this over because this is the good side. This is the underside. And so we cut some walnut, some of that walnut I got last year. And we're going to bring that into play here. And it should come out really good. Something like about that. I think that's pretty good. Of course, this wants to go all the way out here. This wants to go here. And we're going to move a little bit. Yeah. I think we got something here. Now, we're doing pretty good with that. I think maybe I want to turn this board over because it came out just a little bit shy right in here. Something like that. And this should work out just fine. All right, so we're going to cut 45 here and one here too. So let's see, make sure we've got enough room out here. We do. Enough room there. And our 45 is going to go just about right there. Okay, Nick Collier again, and we got this thing flipped over on its face, so the good side is down, and you're looking at the underside of the table. And now what we want to do is put some little skirts on the back side of the, or on the underside of the table, so that we can do a nice round over with the table and still have material left to work with. So I've cut some 45s here. And we've got that cut just about right, at least on 2 of them. Now we come out to this one here. Take ourselves a measurement. And I don't know if you can see it, probably not. Let's swing it in here. Something like that. Yes. We've got our skirt in place, and now it's glue time. And I think the only way we can glue this is to get the table up a little bit, maybe put it on some 4x4s or something like that, get it up in the air so we can clamp it, and then throw that glue on there and go for it. So we'll be back. Okay, so we're going to take our little tab of wood here. Yep, we're set to go. We'll turn it upside down. And I like to, when doing a large area, I like to use a brush. It you know, just makes it faster. And I come in and just wet the, clean off the glue with a wet rag. And that, you know, even though it gets the wood a little bit wet, it dries out fairly quickly, and then you don't have a bunch of glue to grind off here later on. Okay, now we just kind of let her set up for, oh, I don't know, a half a day or so, and we'll come back and play around some more. All right, well, that saw didn't cut real square, so I'm just kind of coming in with a pretty heavy rasp here and trying to get the thing to square up a little bit. Okay, so everything's squared up, all the edges are square, everything's nice and perfect, and now comes the fun part, because this is the easy part and it also changes the entire form of the table. So all right, what do you think? Really rolls it over there and smooths this out and kind of softens the whole table. Now we're going to come in from the bottom and do a smaller radius. But right now, that looks pretty good. All right, we're going to have to do the radius from here. Nah, it'll be fine. And my wife helped me. All right. Thanks, Barbara. All right, so now we're going to just do a little a little mini round over right here, just to kind of soften that edge so nobody catches himself on it. Okay, we're ready to rock and roll. Now, next thing I want to do is come in and I've got a few gaps here that I've got to fill in. And some of the gaps are big enough that they really need to be filled in with pieces of wood, like that one there, and that one, and that one, and that one. And the rest of them can be just filled in with putty. But we're going to do that next, and follow along. Okay, well, I mixed some of the sanding dust with glue and made this kind of a gooey colored paste, and pasted all of the cracks, all of the little openings all throughout the board. So basically what I've got is all my little openings filled. And now we're going to go ahead and sand and see what things look like. Okay, so we've got a nice finish going here. I'm noticing, and boy, I do want to put varnish on this like nobody's business, but I'm noticing there's a couple of spots right here, here, maybe a little bit right there, definitely a little bit right here, and some up there, and one a little bit right there and there that are still bare, and they need a little help. So we're going to mix up another batch of powder, and that's what we scooped up here a little while ago. Just a little bit. Just mix the powder in with the glue a little bit, and we'll have ourselves another batch. And you can see it's starting to kind of turn brownish. All right, so we've got a couple of dozen little holes to fill here, or we filled them. Now we just let them set up and sand them back down again. Okay, Nick Collier here. We have got this thing sanded and all done. Of course, we've got it flipped over because we want to put a coat of varnish on the backside so that we don't get warpage. Now, the way that I do this first coat, and it was shown to me some years back by a really great woodworker, is I mix 50% paint thinner and 50% varnish. So it's real thin, real watery. And that first layer, that first coat goes in, soaks into the wood and hangs into it. And then the second coat and so on and so forth. Now there's two things that I'm doing right at the moment. I'm celebrating that I've finished it. I'm having myself a celebratory beer. Yeah. And then we're going to crank on this baby and fill it. Now, the fun part will be painting the other side, of course. But we have to do this side first because this side can go down, and the other side has to be up while it's drying, or else you end up with lines and all kinds of stuff. So Well, Nick Collier here, and we've had quite an exciting night. It probably started about 2 o'clock, and all of a sudden I heard way off in the distance, I thought it was lightning strike. It could have been a jet, you know, and I was awake. And that thunderstorm rolled in here, and I'm freaking out because for the last 3 weeks it's been drier than a popcorn fart around here, and to have a thunderstorm rolling in without rain, that is pretty frightening. We live up in the mountains, and man, it's just been dry. And just before the thunderstorm got to us, it started raining a little bit, and now you can hear it. I mean, it's coming down in buckets, and that I am very happy about. We've gotten to the end of this table project. It's I don't know, it's about 4 o'clock in the morning right now. And you know, life is so exciting. So I'm up and I'm up moving around. And I love being in my shop when it's raining. I mean, it's just as noisy as hell, but it's like very exciting, and I feel very safe because the rain doesn't get in. Boy, it's really coming down now. I'm wondering if it's going to turn to hail. Wow. So anyhow, we've pretty much finished the table project, and so what we're going to do later today, probably, well, unless it's just absolutely storming out, which I don't mind, is we're going to take the table down to the little trailer where it's going to live, and we're going to take the you can see maybe behind me. Let's see if you can see that. Well, you can see a little bit of it. Let me move you over a little bit. There it is. Behind me is the countertop, and we're going to install that later today too. So I'll take a couple of snapshots once it's in and give you a kind of a view. This is Nick Collier checking out.